Shalom, shalom, Israel, Royal House of David family. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahushai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahushai, Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, all praises due. Shalom, family, peace and blessings. It's probably about my third or fourth time trying to record this video, y'all, so y'all just bear with me. Had to make some adjustments. These motherfuckers fucking with shit for some reason on my phone. Tried to record this video on my phone and the audio just cut out, and it's never done that. It's never done that before. Still hear videos fine, can still make phone calls just fine. These motherfuckers, we know, are fucking with shit, but it's all good. Ain't gonna stop nothing, all praises. Recording on my tablet, so yeah, it's a different little setup, so y'all just bear with me. Today, I want to go into initiative. I want to get a definition for that. Initiative. I'll go to Edom Online. Initiative. It says power of initiating, a beginning, a disposition to take the lead. Okay. Let's get a Google definition real quick. It says the ability to assess and initiate things independently, the power or opportunity to act or take charge before others do. So basically, in other words, you know, if you take initiative on something, somebody doesn't have to tell you to do it. You just do it, you know. We're going to go into that today. Because it's important that we have initiative, especially as men and women of the Lord in this body. We got to have initiative. And want to open up with this because, yeah, we got to have initiative, but I want to bring this out as well, because there's nothing wrong with being told sometimes to do something. Sometimes we need that. And this is Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. So there's nothing wrong with taking counsel and receiving instruction. There's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes we should take it upon ourselves, you know, of course, led by the Spirit, to do something, to get things done. It's what it's all about, you know. And being in this body, we're build, bonding, and growing with each other. So knowing that, we gotta, and also initiative is just being an example, you know, to the others that are around you. You know, and that's what it takes to really be a leader, is to have a drive to be initiative on certain things. And like I said, sometimes we're going to be told to be like, hey, do this, or hey, do that. And you'll take it in consideration. You're like, you know what? Hey, I should be doing this, or I should be doing that. You know, I could get better at that, the water. So there's nothing wrong with that. We gotta take the initiative and take action, you know, because like Katie had brought out, you know, the Most High doesn't like a lazy motherfucker. He don't. And being diligent and putting our hand to this plow, we should definitely be initiative. I want to bring out a couple precepts on that. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 20. Like I said, y'all, I pray that this video does not cut out on me. If it does, probably just have to run it back tomorrow or figure something out. But Lord willing, it don't cut out on me. This is Jeremiah 20, verses 8 and 9. Jeremiah 20, verses 8 and 9. It says, "For since I spake, I cried out, I cried violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me and a derision daily. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in my heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay." We get the NLT of Jeremiah 20, verse 9. It says, "But if I say I'll never mention the Lord or speak in his name, his word burns in my heart like a fire. It's like a fire in my bones. I am worn out trying to hold it in. I can't do it." So, Jeremiah was saying he couldn't hold back, you know. He couldn't hold back because the word of the Most High was burning in him, you know. And that's how we got to be. The word's got to be burning in us. And we got to have a desire, Salakia, a desire to want to push this work, you know. We got to have a desire to want to push this work. 9 times out of 10, we shouldn't have to be told to do it. It should be in us. We should have the initiative to want to push this work, push this plow. We're seeing some didn't want to do that, you know. And, you know, we got to keep going, though. Us that are truly faithful and pushing, we got to keep going no matter what. You know, as a body, we got to keep going no matter what. We just got to continue to grow stronger and not tight knit. All praises. And I want to go to my next precept. I'm gonna go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. Says, "Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." So we know our labor is not in vain. We know when we push in this work and we push in this work, we push in this truth, we know that we're going to get a reward for our labors, you know. You can't just sit here and not do nothing, you know. We got to be active, and being active is being initiative, you know. We got to be initiative. We got to want to take action to do better, you know. We got to want to grow because it's all about growing, you know, in this truth, you know. We're cleansed daily by this word, getting out these spots and wrinkles, you know. This word is a roadmap for our lives, and we're really for eternity. For eternity. This is always going to be the roadmap for us, the word of the Most High. And knowing that, we got to stay on our square. We got to continue to stay steadfast, no matter what. Like the Father had brought out, he said, you're either pushing or you falling. We got to make sure we're pushing. Pushing is being initiative, but we got to just make sure we're continuing to do that no matter what. Like I said, sometimes you're going to have to be told, hey, step it up, or hey, you know, you should do this, or, you know, and we receive that. You receive that. You take it. You take that seriously. Take that wise counsel seriously. you know, because we're all here to build each other up. Everybody's got a different gift, you know. The Most High's put something in all of us, you know, and we utilize that to the best of our ability for what the Most High has given us. We utilize that to the best of our ability. I want to go to the Apocrypha now, real quick. I want to go to the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 32, verses 23 and 24. It says, "In every good work trust thine own soul, for this is the keeping of the commandments. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse." So it says, in every good work trust thine own soul, for this is the keeping of the commandments. So we got to make sure, like I said, we're led by the Spirit, though. And I'm going to get into what not being initiative is and how it could cost you from, you know, leaning onto your own understanding, but wanted to bring out the point of why it's good for us to be initiative and that we should be initiative. Ox and aquas alike, you know, no matter what it is, you know, if say you haven't talked to one of your ox in a minute, you know, hit them up. You taking the initiative to do that, you never know what spirit that brother's in, or for you aqua, you never know what your spirit your sister's in by you just taking the initiative to call and reach out, be like, hey, how you doing, you know, and be like, 10 times out of 10 they're gonna thank you for reaching out, you know, because maybe they needed somebody to talk to, and at the time they just didn't maybe know how to approach it. They just, you know, maybe they needed the time to think, but you reached out to them to check on them. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You being initiative can go a long way. Can go a long way. You never know. You never know what that scripture that that helped you out, you know, could get somebody else through, you know. You never know until you take action. We want to make sure it says to trust the Lord, you know, or to believe in the Lord. Of course, trust him as well, but it says, in every good work, trust thine own soul, for this is the keeping of the commandments. So we know we got to trust our judgment, but we got to make sure, like I said, we're being led by the Spirit of the Most High to guide us. You got to allow him to guide us. Scriptures say, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. I want to go to my next precept. And I want to hit a passage, like I said, just to show how sometimes you can fuck up, you know, doing something without being told, because like I said, you want to make sure we're being led by the Spirit, but I'm going to get into that in a second. I want to hit this, just piggybacking off of, you know, like I said, you never know what what somebody is dealing with or going through until you make this, until you reach out, until you call them, you know. And I'm not saying like, oh, you know, I gotta be the one to reach out, you know, no, I'm not saying that, you know. sometimes it's good to, see, let, Ox call you and see how you doing. That's good. I got brothers checking on me all the time, you know, all praises for that. It's a blessing to be here, and to have that love back, you know. What you put in is what you get out, you know, and we all show each other love here, and that's all it's ever going to be, for eternity. But I want to get this right here. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 and 25. And it says, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. Now I'm going to go to Hebrews chapter 10, 24 and 25 NLT. And it reads, let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. So motivate, pushing each other. That's what we got to do. We got to push each other. We got to uplift each other through the word, through the spirit, keeping that vibration up. So we got so much shit that we deal with on a daily basis in this captivity, that this word is what's keeping us up, is what keeping our spirits up. And motivating each other is only going to make us better. Verse 25, and let us not neglect our meeting together as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near. So we got to encourage each other. Like I said, it takes action. It should be in you to want to encourage your fellow brethren. It should be in you to want to encourage your sisters, you Aqua. It should be in all of us to encourage each other, uplift each other. We shouldn't have. That's something we shouldn't have to be told to do. But like I said, some things, yes. Some things where, like I said, Ak is telling you, like, hey, you can step it up here, you can step it up there. The fact that they took the initiative to tell you that, you should put that same energy out and it keeps the body going. It keeps the vibration high, because we're all here to build each other up. Because nobody's perfect, but we're striving for it. And the fact that we strive for it is what's going to make us all better and sharper. Like the scriptures say, iron sharpens iron. All praises. But I want to go to now a passage. Sure. I want to go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 13. 1 Samuel chapter 13, start at verse 1. It says, Saul reigned 1 year, and when he reigned 2 years over Israel, Saul chose him 3,000 men of Israel, whereof 2,000 were with Saul in Mishmash. Salakia if I butchered that. And in Mount Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin, and the rest of the people he sent every man to his tent. And Jonathan smote the garrison of the Philistines that was in Geba, and the Philistines heard of it. And Saul blew the trumpet throughout all the land, saying, let the Hebrews hear. And all Israel heard say that Saul had smitten the garrison of the Philistines, and that Israel also was had an abomination with the Philistines. And the people were called together after Saul to Gilgal. And the Philistines gathered themselves together to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen. and people as the sand which is on the seashore in multitude. And they came up and pitched in Michmash eastward from Bethaven. And when the men of Israel saw that they were in a strait, for the people were distressed, then the people did hide themselves in caves and in thickets and in rocks and in high places and in pits. Verse 7, and some of the Hebrews went over Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead, as for Saul he was yet in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling. So, man, Saul just kind of went off on, doing his own thing. And you see so far, nowhere does it say in the scripture that the Lord had told him to do any of this. Verse 8, and he tarried 7 days according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. And Saul said, bring hither a burnt offering to me and peace offerings. And he offered the burnt offering. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came. And Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him. And Samuel said, what hast thou done? Samuel's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Saul said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou camest not within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Michmash, therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord. I forced myself therefore and offered a burnt offering. So right there, the Most High didn't tell him to do that. He said he forced himself, And we got to make sure that we're on point. We got to make sure that we're following the Spirit. We don't want to do something just after our own fleshly desires. No, we got to do it through the Spirit. We got to act through the Spirit. The scriptures say if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. So knowing that, that's how we got to move. That's how we be initiative. Verse 13, and Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy power, which he commanded thee. For now would the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever. But now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart, and the Lord hath commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord had which the Lord commanded thee. So Saul didn't listen. Saul did whatever the fuck he wanted to do, and it cost him. Being a king. And all it takes, being in that position, just like that, Most High was done with him. Most High was done with him. That's why we got to make sure when we act, it is through the Spirit. We don't want to just act, just like, oh, I'm going to do this because I want to. No. We got to be careful. We got to be mindful that we're being led by the word. Like Jeremiah said, the word was burning in him that he couldn't, he couldn't stop doing what he was doing, So the word has got to be burning in us, and our actions following it to be initiative. That's how we move. We don't move just off of our own thoughts, because we know these fleshly bodies, these are corruptible vessels. These motherfucking these demons are out here to try to throw us off. And we're gonna get a preset. I'm gonna come out of Jeremiah chapter 17. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. It says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So, the heart is deceitful. We got to be careful, you know. Yeah, it's great to have initiative, but we got to make sure that we're being led by the Spirit to do something. And we'll know. We'll know. You'll get that feeling in you when you know, hey, I got to do this or I got to do that, you know. And yeah, like I said, you know, it's a lot. There have been times where I have, you know, didn't take initiative to do something, and then later on I realized, like, damn, I should have done something, you know. And it's all part of learning and growing, and it's a blessing that we're all here in the Royal House of David family to build each other up, you know. All it does is take one good act of initiative, and it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way. The fact that you called that brother or sister that you reached out to, the fact that you gave them that scripture, the fact that you gave them those encouraging words, the fact that you stood up when nobody else was going to, all of that is taken into account, and the Most High sees that. You know, shit. Nobody had initiative here. We wouldn't get nowhere. Everybody is just, oh no, do this, do that. We wouldn't get nowhere. No fucking where without it. You know? So it's important that we have that, and we build on that, you know? We continue to build on it. I'm gonna go back to it. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. We know our labor is not in vain in the Lord, man. So knowing that, we just got to continue to push. He said, either pushing or you falling. I'm going to make sure I'm pushing. We got to make sure we're pushing, family, no matter what it is. All praises. This video did not cut out. I think I freed up enough storage. All praises. I pray that this message was edifying. I pray that y'all are in good spirits out there. Love y'all, Royal House of David, for eternity. Peace and blessings. And I'll see y'all on the next go round. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Amashiach Yahushua. All praises due. Love y'all, Israel, Royal House of David family. Double honors to our father, shepherd, King David. All praises. Shalom, shalom, Israel.